Alright. What's the deal, you filthy animals? You alright out there? Listen, we're here for a very special reason today. I'm breaking down Did you guess? Isreal Adesanya versus Blachowicz. Now, it's gonna be a madness down. Yeah, bro. Don't worry about the backdrop. Man's in the kitchen. Feel me, because my neighbors say hello to me. Okay, that's where I'm at. So, man, let's just get into it. Let's get into the nitty gritty because it might be a madness or not. Who knows? You feel me? So, let's go over the statistics first of all. Yeah, we got Isreal Adesanya, the last style bender, the last jollof bender. You feel me? Height 6'4", reach 80 inches, my guy. Stance, switch, and that is very important. Yeah, and we'll come to why that's important later on. You feel me? Obviously the weight is gonna be 205. Yeah. Going on to Jan, 6'2". Yeah. Reach 78 inches. Now that's 2 inches less than Isreal, the jollof bender. You feel me? So you got Polish power and you got style bender. Yeah. Stance orthodox. Now that is important, and we'll get to that later. Okay. Jan's actually 6 years older than Isreal, but anyway, they're both kind of in their prime. I mean, Jan's not really in his prime; he's touching 40, but we move. So, where do we start? We're gonna start with the dangers. Danger zone. Big up, my guy, what's his name? If you hear anything in the background, that's the oven. You know, I got the maple cured bacon in the oven. You feel me? It's Sunday. The chicken chipolatas. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start with the dangers of that each of these guys possess. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll start with Jan, because I think Jan is a solid Donny. Yeah. And the reason why I say he's a solid Donny, he's got a solid Muay Thai record. Yeah, fought in IFMA numerous times. He doesn't really show it though, does he really? I mean, apart from his left kick, when he exits the clinch. Anyway, the most obvious thing about Blanco, I don't know why I call him Blanco. His name's Blachowicz. I don't know where his Blanco came from. Anyway, he's left kick heavy. Yeah, he loves a left kick. Yeah, let me show you some footage. The most recent footage we have of his left kick would be against Reyes. Check this out, guys. Now you can almost kind of predict when he's gonna throw the left kick because he throws it as his opponent's retreating, and it's kind of weird because he throws it as the opponent's moving away from the kick. So that shows you how much power really he has, because I mean, it is an accumulation thing, but when you're moving away from a strike, it takes away the power. So he's got power, but it's almost like, even though they're moving away from the power, it's still powerful. So I don't know. He hasn't stopped anybody with a left kick, if I remember correctly. But anyway, against Reyes, he utilized the left kick a lot. As you can see, the side of Reyes at this point, pop, and that was foot. That was foot as well. You know what I mean? A lot of these kicks are landed with foot. If you just dig the shin in there, yeah, dig the shin in, give him a chin in, yeah. So boom, that's a danger. That's a danger that that Jan possesses. Obviously, there are a lot of counters, as you know, Isreal and Jan will know, given their extensive striking backgrounds. So I don't know if this is really going to be an issue in the fight. I mean, it will be a factor because Jan's used it a lot in his previous fights, but I don't know if it's going to be an issue for Isreal, to be completely honest, because there are so many counters to a left kick. It's mad. Anybody who's done any type of striking art that involves kicking knows that there's plenty of blocks, counters, interceptions, things that you can do to get away from a left kick, or to counter, or to make someone pay for throwing a left kick so much. Now, you know, if you don't know any kind of counters for a left kick or blocks or anything like that, I'll just give you a quick example. The basic one that's used a lot in kickboxing is blocking with there. Yeah, so you're there, blocking, boom, and some people step back, bam. Yeah, so Isreal, he's fighting Bogdan Stoica, a Romanian god. Throws a left kick, sweeps it away. Now, really and truly, what he should have done is capitalize, but I ain't gonna tell it. He's a professional fighter. He does what he wants. That's a basic kind of defense against a left kick. One thing that is staunchly apparent is the power of Jan. Yeah, that's why they don't call man the Polish. You get me? For no reason. So we're gonna move to the Corey Anderson fight. Yeah. Now this is a textbook standard interception. It's not even a counter, it's an interception because you're doing it as they're coming in. Yeah. But you can see Corey throws a low kick and Jan just block eye, yeah, drops man, and in the disrespectful hammer fist, bruv, coming from the Polish Thor, yeah. So yeah, bruv, man just detonated it. So there are certain things like Khalil Roundtree knocked out my man, the Turkish kickboxing guy, with that same move. You know what I mean? So you know, there are ways to get around that counter, but anyway, we move. Now, the dangers that Izzy possesses. Now, this is deep, so I'm only going to focus on what we've seen and what might be a factor in this fight particularly. Yeah, so we're gonna go do a little bit of deep diving. Yeah, bit of deep diving into Isreal's kickboxing history. Yeah, only for a minute. Izzy is very good at close quarters boxing. Yeah, people don't know he's got a professional boxing record as well. So this was a glory match against Isreal Belgarui. And I'm just going to show you some examples of my man's head movement and that, defense, all of that business, you feel me? So here we go. So there's a few exchanges in here, and you know what? These commentators were really annoying me because they were making it seem like, what's his name, Belgarui was landing so much, but he wasn't, because it's just like glancing. It's glancing because the head movement is so... This is a game of inches, guys. You feel me? No, you know what I mean? Pause. So you see, there's this exchange. So you see that? Boom. So it's just basic little bits of head movement there. People say Jan Blachowicz has a really good jab. Again, when your defense is amazing, it highlights your attack. People don't realize that. Yeah. The defense is the most important thing if you want to have a really good offense. Constantly fading, constantly switching, but we'll get to that. So you see that? These are not clean punches that Belgarui is landing. And you know, even Izzy didn't land a clean punch. They're both doing really well in the head movement section. But you can see close quarters. Izzy always bridging. You see that? Always bridging, goes to the body. Izzy loves a close quarters, mate. So people talking about close quarters and whatnot, And Belgaro is taller than Izzy, and he's taller. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's kickboxing, but the gloves are bigger. So head movement is even harder with bigger gloves. You understand? So when you've got the small 5 ounces on, the head movement is even better. It's even more effective. So, so you see that? Ooh, he was doing that all night as well. That was beautiful. Let's see that slip again. Slip to the inside as well. Beautiful technique. Mr. Benteke. So you see that he does that a lot as well. A lot. He'll bridge and he'll shuffle away laterally. It's amazing. It was just beautiful. He was doing that all night. Anyway, so we're clear that Izzy is very good close quarters, and it's weird because he's got a long reach. People say, you know, when people have a reach advantage, you should get up in their chest. You know what I'm saying? The close quarters. Which is true, really and truly. But Izzy's an anomaly, it seems. Now we're gonna move to the Derrick Branson finish, and the reason why I say that this is actually a danger in this fight is because Jan bites on feints. Yeah. So the reason why this is a problem is because if Izzy feints a jab and Jan reaches for it, Izzy can then come over with that same side strike, the kick. See what I'm saying? So if you haven't seen this ending sequence of this fight, look at, oh my god, look at Derrick's face. If you haven't seen the ending sequence to this fight, it's amazing. Here we are. So Izzy manages to escape, lateral movement away from the cage, stuffs a takedown, sprawls, gets back up to his feet. Derrick's like, no! I need my takedown, give me those ankles. And then man times it, kaboom! Queer streak. Gets back into the center, into southpaw, 1-2 hook, uppercut, switches back to orthodox left knee. Oh my lord, Derrick's like, no, let me get up, I can't go up there. Oh! And then, here's where the same side strike switches back into orthodox. He's a switch hitter. Bang, bang. You see? And that is where that style can be utilized. In feints. Yeah, especially where Isreal is a switch hitter. So, for example, if Jan is biting on the jab, let's say Izzy's going southpaw and he's biting on the jab. Yeah, he's biting on the jab feint and he puts his hand out. What does that do? That leaves this open, mate. And then all he's got to do, kick. So that's just one thing that can happen in this fight. So it's amazing. Now this is the thing, yeah, and why I say another danger. See, Izzy's got so many ways to win this fight, and it sounds like I'm deriding. And to be honest, I probably am, but just because I can see how amazing his fighting style is. You see what I'm saying? A danger that Izzy possesses against Jan is, people don't realize, but Jan loves to pressure, and when he goes forward and throws, because he loves that Vitor Belfort style, step him forward punch. Like, I don't know why he does it. It's like that. He likes to do it a lot, and that is very flawed, especially against someone like Isreal. For many reasons, because a well-timed low kick as you're coming in, or that is so liable for a check hook. Like, you could check hook someone doing that because his hands aren't even at his head when he's doing it. When he does it, I'll show you an example. So, an example. He does walking punches, yeah. So around 4 minutes and 24. Around 4 minutes and 24. Jan shows his habit of these walking punches. Yeah. So as he comes forward, he likes to do this thing where he walks and punches, and as you can see, when he throws these strikes, his hands are by his waist. They're not. The opposite hand is not protecting him. So you see that? As he's throwing the strike, his other hand's down here. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's openings. There's so many openings that I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, and you can see that he paid for that in the Thiago Santos fight. Thiago dropped him with a check left hook as he was coming in, doing the same walking. Let me show you that actually. Thiago, around 2:13. Here we are. Thiago Santos backs up, throws the left hook, check hook, and then comes back, boom, throws the right hand. So here we are, Jan, walking, bang, bang. If I'm Izzy, I'm like, psh, yeah, bro, that's the way. You feel me? So now, another opening that I've seen in Jan's style is that when he kicks, he drops his hands to his waist every time. He kicks and he's down there every time. This is kickboxing Muay Thai 101. Dude, keep your hands up when you throw a kick. I can't talk, I'm only amateur level, but so against Reyes, around 9 minutes and 38 seconds. Here's an example of Jan kicking and dropping his hands. And he does this pretty much every time. Every time. Boom. Hands are down. Hands are down every time. Every time he throws a kick. Now that's obviously, again, the same counter that Jan used on Corey to knock him down. He's liable for that as well when he throws kicks, because he keeps his hands down. Granted, he usually throws kicks when the opponent is moving away, which is weird. Like, so this is why it's kind of working for him, where he can keep his hands down. Now, as I was talking about before, he bites on feints. Let me show you an example in the Corey fight that he won. But there's always something to be taken away from a fight, even if the opponent who opened the hole lost. So here we are, the Corey fight. As you can see, as I said earlier, he bites on feints, yeah? Feints, book. See that every time he throws a feint, Jan's like, biting on the feint, and that's exactly what you want. Isreal is the master of feints in the UFC, you understand? Oh man, what I will say, the way Jan can win this fight, or what will set out the road for Jan to win this fight, there's two ways that he could win and that we've seen him win in the past. One way is in the clinch, so how he knocked out Reyes at the end. Exiting the clinch is when he does his work. You know, that's when he puts in the finishing blows. Exiting the clinch. You'll see here. So there. Reyes is pressuring. So close range. Well, he always does it. Well, this isn't the best example, but yeah, it's close range work. Now, what I will say is that the way that Jan can win this fight is either close range, exiting the clinch after a wrestling exchange, bang, or damn, my mind has gone blank, bro. Wow. Izzy is head movement heavy, yeah? We've seen that in the Robert Whittaker fight, yeah? So here we've got the Robert Whittaker fight. This is why Robert Whittaker lost this fight. This is why he lost in this way. Yeah, he's headhunting. You don't headhunt someone who's got amazing head movement. You go for the body. My trainer always told me, when the person's taller than you and they've got good head movement, forget the head's even there. Go for the body, go for the legs. You understand? And the head will appear. You feel me? It's kind of like with in the Kelvin Gastelum fight, Izzy or Kelvin wasn't throwing any head kicks. He might have thrown a leg kick here or there. Then in the 4th round, Kelvin just randomly decides to throw a head kick. Boom, wobbles him. It's unexpected. That's why, you know, stay away from the head, go for the body. He's expecting the body now, so he's not even too worried about the head. And then one day you just go bah! To the head. Game over, wobble man. So, yeah, so here's an example. Every time that Robert threw at Izzy and stepped into range, he was going for his head. That's why he lost, bro. Like, it is what it is. Look, Izzy will make you pay. Not to mention, obviously, the constant lateral movement and feinting. Look, Robert went to his head every time and got caught. This is the first round when he got dropped right at the end. And then he lost in exactly the same way in the second round. So, yeah, man. So what you do is, because someone's so, what you can do is, because someone's so lean, backy, and the body's there, the legs are there. Go for the body and the legs, man. You know, and then that hip will open. But yeah, personally, I think Izzy has a million ways to win the fight and stand up. Jan has a couple of ways, and the power is amazing. So if he catches Izzy, could be lights out. Izzy's been knocked out once before in kickboxing, but I think it propelled his skill even more. I've not seen Jan get knocked out. Well, he got dropped. He got dropped in the Thiago Santos fight. So it's doable. It's doable. I don't know if it's going to be a stoppage. Could be a stoppage. 16. But who knows, man? There's so many ways that this could end. It could be Blachowicz come in, just catch man on while exiting the clinch situation, BAM! Knock him out. Or it could be Izzy as Jan's coming forward with the stepping punches, check off, drops him, finishes the night. There's so many ways. Yeah, man. I look forward to it. It's gonna be a banger. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.